Welcome back to WolfStat Media, episode 9, with the World Cup currently in flow and England playing tonight. We are going to discuss everything England. So we're going to discuss current news, debates on certain positions and players. We're going to look at the future of England and possibly a new manager if Tuchel doesn't deliver. So without further ado, let's just get into it. So first bit of news is this: Livramento is now out of the squad due to injury. He has been replaced by Trevor Chalobah. For some people, probably absolute shock. It's a shock to me. I think possibly if you're losing that left-hand side, possibly Luke Shaw or Lewis Hall. They're definitely a case for Lewis Hall. I don't know why they've gone with Chalobah. I think that probably because there's a bit of depth on the left, playing the centre as well. But let me know your thoughts. But whether that's a good move from Tuchel or not, or whether any players that you think would we prefer to come in to obviously cover. I'm guessing Jez Spence now gets a nod. Although obviously O'Reilly can play out there as well. But I think O'Reilly be pushed forward a bit to more of a midfield role. But how is England going to get on tonight? Obviously, this is coming out tomorrow, Thursday. So we won't know yet. But hopefully, England can get off to a good start, and we can come back here on the next episode and discuss how England's got through. So one of the first debates that has been going around the media in the last couple of days is who's going to be England's number 10. Is that going to be Jude Bellingham or is it going to be Morgan Rogers? I think from an attacking point of view, who'll complement Kane a lot better will be Morgan. Nothing against Bellingham. Obviously, he does tend to come deep, picking up the ball. We saw it in the Euros. Obviously, he's a big game player. He'll come up with big moments. But when you're playing in that, like the temperature and the feel of the game, obviously some of the pitches are artificial. It's going to be hard on the legs, as we've seen in the first week of the games. I do think Morgan Rogers will complement Kane a lot better and be able to attack those wings. But ultimately, I think Bellingham will probably get ahead of Rogers. But we'll see in 2 hours' time the team sheet. Either way, if you can get them both on, amazing. But then you can't have Rice and Anderson. So we have to have one. I do think Bellingham will get the nod, but let me know what you think. Just on a quick tangent, players that haven't been called up. Obviously, Chalobah wasn't even read on the list. I don't know where that's come from, but if you look at now the players that obviously weren't called up, obviously they've got Trent, Phil Foden, Palmer, Luke Shaw, Lewis Hall, Harry Maguire, Jared Bowen, players like that who make a big difference. And obviously, most of them are attacking focused. Obviously, Maguire and Luke Shaw are more defensively. I say Shaw and Hall are on par with each other. Obviously, age is a factor. But for none of these to be called up is bizarre. But we haven't won anything for 60 years. So what do we know? Hopefully, Tuchel knows what he's doing. I'm sure he's worked with the players. We see them as players in the league, and we go based on the players they're playing with, and the players they're playing with are not English. They're quality in different nations. So you're mixing them with proper talent from France and Germany, Spain, etc. They have to knit as a group of English players, which is very difficult to do. especially with most of them probably not featuring the whole season. I believe Luke Shaw may have played the whole season, and Jared Bowen also, but the rest of them, they aren't playing every minute of every game for their squad, so I can see why they probably haven't been called up, but still a shock nonetheless. Let me know in the comments which one of these you would have taken, the reason why, and who would you take out the squad to accommodate these players. It'd be good to find out. Quick one on the managers. Obviously, Thomas Tuchel is in charge now. Is he still going to be after this? Like if he doesn't deliver, he's obviously got the squad to deliver, but Southgate got us so far. Can Tuchel take that one step forward and finally get that trophy? The players have certainly taken to by the way they're playing. Obviously, it's still reserved. It's still a lot of passing on the back, but I do think we need to change the approach. I hope from the first whistle that Tuchel wants his players up high, pressing, get the goals, sharp, go and score 2-3. If England win every game 5-4, I don't care. A win's a win, and it's not working for years. This passing on the back and messing about with it. Obviously, football's a game of talent, excitement, but I think if England were to win the World Cup with a bit of, like, go and score loads of goals by all means, but go and score the goals and kill the game off within half an hour, 45 minutes. Be done with it. Come out the second half and just pass the ball around. We don't need you 90 minutes, players, because you have to think about the next game. Players want rest. Well, you can do that if you go 3 or 4 up. Especially with the teams we got on our group. England should be comfortably beating all of them. I think Croatia, they said last night, got like a average age of 33. That's ridiculous. Ghana, no offense to them, they're not Ghana of old. They've got big stars, and obviously Panama, they're here again, but we should be doing a number on them, scoring goals for fun and getting that confidence building. So we should be, if we're not scoring 8 in the group games, then I think there's something wrong. And obviously in qualifying, didn't concede a goal on every game. I think that should be the case for this group game. We should win all 3 without conceding, hopefully. But we'll see. When it comes to managers, going forward with England, if Tuchel does deliver, obviously remain in position for the Euros, no doubt. Here are a couple of names been banded around. I've heard about that from the English point of view. Eddie Howe and Frank Lampard would probably make a decent choice. To be fair, Eddie Howe's not had the best time at Newcastle. I'm sure the Newcastle fans aren't that happy that he's there. But what he's managed to do is he does get the best out of them. But maybe it's just a Newcastle thing. And as for Lampard, well, he's had a really good time at Derby when he was there. Obviously, Coventry got the promotion. At Chelsea, he managed to get top 4 with arguably a transitional team and transfer embargoed. So either of those I'll be happy with. Then you look at the likes of the non-English managers that have been linked, like a Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola, but I've heard Pochettino's name being knocked around. You can't obviously turn down any of those ahead of 2 English guys, but it would make it even sweeter if he was to win something with an English manager as well. I think that should be a rule. The player has to be, the players have to be from that nation. So why isn't the manager? It should all line up, but then again, I don't make the rules, so hopefully, Tuchel does win it. But then again, the headlines, as previously mentioned, will be it takes a German to winning the World Cup. So he still wouldn't get credit for it. But that's the manager position, and we'll have to take it as it is. Just going back to the squad a bit, players obviously didn't get called up. We know players like Alex Scott and Ingamoa, etc., were called up to the training camp, which is a really good experience for them both. Um, they they obviously lapped it up. They saw the setup and how it works. So hopefully, come the next tournament, Euro 28, they'll be ready again. I'm sure if they both have really good seasons. Alex got an amazing season at Bournemouth, and Korea had a fairly good season at Liverpool. A few a few games, but based on this list here, um, the likes of like Alex Scott, as I mentioned, James Trafford and Gamboa, Nico Riley, obviously already up to the squad, but players like Archie Gray, Max Dowman, Jared Bransthwaite didn't get looking. He's decent. Harvey Elliott's gone off a cliff, but I think he's got something to give. And Jack Hinshelwood, I think, is incredible. Out of all these players on the list, I think Alex Scott, Jack Hinshelwood, and Archie Gray could be three of the biggest names on the sheet. But going back to Jack Hinshelwood, I think he's immense, underrated, but not because he's not a big name, but I don't think if he doesn't get a big money move to, I don't know, maybe like a United or an Arsenal or something like that, I think there's definitely a player there to be had. He comes up with goals. Defensively, he's great. Mark my words, Hinshelwood will be knocking around for sure. And yeah, I'm not very wrong, to be honest. So obviously, all these players on this list are really good. If there's any more you want to add to the list, by all means, put them in the comments. Let's get a discussion going. Um, like I said, Euros in 2 years' time. It'd be nice to get this channel to be able to go along because it is across the UK. It'd be nice to be at most of the games, chat to all the fans outside the stadiums, and just build a community. So by all means, let's get discussions going, and let's enjoy this World Cup. So, if England were to win the World Cup, I do think we can definitely do that. I've panned out what I think will happen if England were to win the World Cup. It may not go this way, but this is my prediction based on all the brackets and everything falling into place. So here it is. I think we will win all three group games. As I said, I think Senegal will come through as a best third place finisher, which we're facing in round of 16. Based on the quarterfinals, based on the round of 16, I think Mexico, out of the ones left, will be who we'll face. That could potentially be one of our toughest games because that will be in Mexico City, which is the humidity, obviously the home ground for Mexico. It's not going to be great, but I think if we were to win that, we get through and then face Germany. I believe if in the quarterfinals, I think Germany could face Brazil. I do think Germany have the quality, despite Germany not being the best overall the last couple of tournaments. But I do think Germany has something a bit about them. And then obviously we got Portugal in the final. I think Portugal can face Argentina. I think I think Spain and France will just they're they're not in England's path. Let's put it that way. But I do. Please let me know if I'm completely wrong. if someone could work this out, but the way I've done it is this is what I think will happen. I think teams like a Germany, or Portugal, or Argentina could upset the bookies by France and Spain not making it this far. Obviously, we know the power France have up top, and obviously Spain are resilient, very very good. But I think the humility will show, and I do think that Portugal will make the final. And well, whether that's England, I have no idea. But if England was to win it, this is my prediction. Obviously, please get your predictions below. Be nice to scan through some of those, comment on some of them, and again, let's get some discussion going. So, where do we go from here? We mentioned previously about our campaign for Pass the Pound. Obviously, it'd be nice to get going with that. Obviously, off the back of the World Cup, it's going to get very busy with transfer news and stuff. This is the moment where players around the UK, etc., will be looking for new clubs. This is where our campaign will come in. We want to help set up that a pool of players that are currently out of contracts and things. We want to hire trainers to have like a camp of some sort, which will help those players that have been released from bigger clubs or players that want to embark on a career within football and give them the platform to sign for a club at whichever level, and we will be the place to come for agents, etc., to come and sign players. So this is a campaign for them. This is there for everybody, female, male, everybody to come and work on the skills, come and work on their talent, their fitness, etc. And it's got to start somewhere. We will start by putting £1 in ourselves. But as the more this channel makes, the more we can put in, contribute. We definitely want to be a massive part of England's future when it comes to football. It'd be nice to start a club, a bit like what Spencer's done with hashtag. There's been other YouTubers that have been part of other clubs. KSI, for instance, is part of Dagenham. We definitely want to be part of something. Maybe even work with them along the way. Get all these little clubs down to pick out pools of players that we have at our training academy eventually. But it all starts with £1. So we will put in as much as we can. We ask all of you to put in wherever you can. Obviously, if you can afford to. Obviously, it's free for the podcast. You can watch along, you support us that way. But any funds raised is widely appreciated. So let's get something going, and it all starts here. So as I said, England play tonight. Currently, Portugal are playing DR Congo. 1-0 up. Jao Neves has scored. So sorry, spoilers if you haven't seen that game yet. But if you haven't, then it's the World Cup. It's going to be everywhere. So let's discuss some of the highlights so far. We will be doing our specials episodes. Episode 1's been out. We'll have 2, 3, and 4 coming soon. We're doing batches of 6 games, discussing the stats and how the games, because I watch all the highlights. I have sat down the last couple of nights and watched the full games, which has been pretty good. But here in the UK, it's currently 6:35, but in America it's not 12 o'clock. So it does get very late here. Some of the games aren't at 5 o'clock. I haven't managed to get that yet. But I did manage the Scotland game the other night until 4 a.m. So committed I am, but also work gets a bit involved. So I can't be watching all the games all the time. But let me know in the comments where you are, where you're watching it from, which games you've been involved in, which games you've been watching, any highlights, any players that you recommend, look out for, anything to do with the World Cup and football. Please do get in touch. If you have any questions, it'd be nice to get some engagement that way. We just want to build this as quick as we can so we can get to where we need to, and then we can give you guys better content. We can get better audio and visuals and everything. It'd be nice to get some money and get a better editor than myself, which is woeful. But when you're on a budget, things have to be done by yourself. So currently it's just me. We are in talks with people to come on board, but things take time, and hopefully we can get them on board ready for the new Premier League season, where we discuss the Premier League, EFL, the lot. Get some watch alongs going, which would be great. So yeah, this episode's a bit shorter this week, obviously because of the World Cup and there's a load going on. We got all our specials, and I'm sure we'll have some reactions to each England game. We might do some for Scotland as well, just a bit of the home nations. So yeah, England play tonight. The squad will be out in about an hour and a half or so. So just enjoy, stay safe. Don't get leery. We don't want no bad news taking over what the lads are about to do. And let's work at it. So come on, England, we can do it. Get your predictions below. So before we go, it's just Trivia Tuesday answers. I'm sure you'll all be waiting for. So let's go straight into them. Down the podcast. So we asked you top 10 World Cup goal scorers quiz. So number one is who is the all-time leading goal scorer in FIFA club history? That is currently Miroslav Klose. I do believe that Mbappe is close now, getting very close to that. But as time of recording, it is Miroslav Klose with 16 goals. Number two, which player scored 15 goals in the World Cup career? That is Ronaldo Nazario, 15 goals for Brazil. Which legendary striker scored 14 goals for West Germany? That is Gerd Müller. Who scored 13 goals in a single World Cup tournament, a record that still stands? Just Fontaine, with 13 goals. Which Argentine superstar has scored 13 goals across 5 World Cups? That is, of course, Lionel Messi. Which French forward has already scored 12 goals in just 2 World Cups? That's Kylian Mbappe, obviously added to it. Which Brazilian legend scored 12 goals across 4 World Cups? That is, of course, Pelé. Which Hungarian striker scored 11 goals in 1954 World Cup? That is Sandor Kostic. So I apologise for the abbreviation. With 11 goals. Which Brazilian winger scored 7 goals, finding the net in every match of the 1970 World Cup? That is Jairzinho. And which Polish forward won the Golden Boot at the 1974 World Cup with 7 goals? Grzegorz Lato with 7 goals. So those answers. On to the journeyman now, where you asked guess this player. So they played at Zurka, Kirovohrad, Dinamo Kiev, Shakhtar Donetsk, Manchester United, Everton, Fiorentina, Rangers, Man City, Southampton, Al Hilal, Saturn Moscow Oblast, and Krylia Sovetov Samaria. and that was, of course, Andrei Kachauskas. For those younger than me, probably won't know who this is, but he was a decent player. The stadium now, you were asked which team plays here. Bit of a cheeky one, because this is, in fact, my team. This is Hillsborough. I've been here. I've been here a couple of times. And lucky enough to see my team actually win here, which is good. I can't get there that often because the travel cost is stupid. You're looking at north of £800 a time. But it'd be nice to go back a few more times, so hopefully this channel can help me do that. And the concept badge, this one was slightly a bit easier due to the colours, I think, and the wording, but this was, of course, Bournemouth. So those are all the answers to the Trivia Tuesday questions. We'll be back again on Tuesday for more trivia, and then those will be given out next week on the podcast. So that's it. Another week done. You can all go and enjoy England's game tonight. Obviously, you're watching this the day after the England game, so hopefully we won. Come on, England. Good luck, England. Enjoy the game. Stay safe. Don't drink too much. Let's all enjoy it and get out unscathed. So my prediction is England 1-0. Probably from the spot, and it'll be Harry Kane. That is the way England do it. So it'd be nice to go 4-5 up, but that won't happen. So there we have it for another week. Have a great night, and we'll see you on the next one. See ya.